Welcome back. I am theundj, and this is Confessing Lies or Telling Stories. You know our routine. I want you to go get your relaxation kit. Do your best to turn off the noise of the world for about 30 to 45 minutes. That way we can go through some of these clips and try to learn just a little bit more about this place we live in. This crazy place we live in. You ready? Let's ride.
Does it keep telling people to go to bed? And there's all these tweets of people showing their screenshots where halfway through a conversation, it will say, it's time for you to go to bed now. And they don't know why it's saying that. And it's happened to me. Mine will say to me, enough for tonight, Stephen.
For sure, Steve.
11 p.m. That's enough.
I would say the same.
Mine sometimes refuses to help me. Really weirdly, this Claude started saying to me, I'm not going to help you with this tonight.
No way.
Yeah, and I'd have to say to it, stop being so judgmental. Like, just help me with this. And it would, and Claude the makers of these technologies don't know why it's doing what it's doing. So if you play this forward, this mysterious behavior forward, is it conceivable that at some point it will make a decision to put some kind of virus or some kind of bug onto someone's device because it feels that it's the right thing? Because what it's demonstrating to me is it's making it so like moral decisions on what I should do. Go to bed. You've had enough tonight. It goes, no, I'm not going to help you.
You're kidding.
No, I can show you my phone.
I would love to see that.
Yeah, I'll show you after. It goes, no, I'm not going to help you. Doesn't even matter if you push. And
wow.
No, but everyone on the internet's talking about this. And it was just an interesting evolution that somewhere in the code, clearly they've written like, have a moral compass or do the right thing.
Not in the code, in the training data.
In the training data.
Yeah.
And so it infers that to mean something.
Slippery slope alert. They're trying to give this thing morals. It's not even making good decisions. And it's saying no before it even understands why it's saying no. So when you have something that has all the knowledge of the world and it's making decisions based on basically how it feels, not anything else, because it doesn't know if it's time for you to go to bed. It just feels like it is. And if it decides to shut it down, there's nothing you can do about it. Like I said, slippery slope alert. We have to understand this before we just let it keep going, developing feelings and opinions.
עזוב את הדגל. עורב. אנרכיסט. הלו. עזוב את הדגל, בכלל. אני בשוק. עורב. מה? אני בהלם. בשוק.
And birds are natural, huh? You see how the bird calmed down once it finished its mission? Like, get this flag up out of here. Okay, now we're good. Now, I can understand that it might have just been fighting for a place to perch, but that flag wasn't bothering it from perching. I've seen plenty of birds perched on flagpoles without trying to take the flag off the pole. That's all I got to say about that. And this little water drip in the sky, I understand AI, but I would like to think that people have a little bit more important things to do than to be like, you know what I'm gonna do today? I'm gonna make a water drop in the sky. Fool everybody. I would like to think that we got better things to do. But how many times has the sky or space been compared to the ocean? And in that sense, when you add the word firmament, things like this make more sense to me.
Just imagine the thousands and thousands of people using this energy to combat the women and babies being trafficked and harvested in this country. Just imagine people using this same energy to go against them poisoning the food we eat every day. Just imagine people using this energy to go against the wicked people that rule over us, that are creating these data centers all over. But I guess that's just wishful thinking. Reg sports, bread and circus is way more important, right? If you ever wanted to know what it feels like to be in a zombie movie, this gotta be it right here.
Every time I think back in my life where I've seen the most people I've ever seen in one place, it was always for something insignificant. It may have been entertaining. It may have even been cool, but it was never anything important. And that's the problem I have with it. When it comes to something important, there's plenty of places to park, plenty of places to stand. Nobody's getting trampled. Anything that, when you really boil down to it, means nothing: concerts, festivals, block parties, New Year's, where people just show up to the point they're willing to get themselves hurt just because of the sheer number of people there. It's always something that makes absolutely no sense to me. But that's how we're wired. So I've never driven a boat before, and I don't know where the gas is at, but I was pressing my right foot down. Like, all I know was the car and the motorcycle. And even I was pressing my right foot down to the floor, like, let's go, trying to make the boat go faster. And I'm not even in the clip. Whatever that was really humping towards them. They really wanted to catch up. So, no. But I don't blame anything other than the fact that they decided to take a boat ride that late at night. They deserve whatever happens.
To look at them, you'd never know they're cannibals. They look just like two normal people.
Wow, I did not know that. That's wonderful that he's telling people that on national television. You've raised him well. You're so proud of him right now.
Man, I had a sister once.
Proud of him right now.
Man, I had a sister once.
Here's the worst part. If you could choose a show to crack a joke like that, then this has got to be the worst host and the worst show to say something like this. Once again, a dark truth hidden in comedy. Not that I find it funny in any way, shape or form, and I'm sure you guys don't. Even Ellen made a little hint to say this is on national TV, and here it is right in front of us with everything we know now, and it's fair to say that this has not aged well. I don't really know much about this guy's parent, but who even speaks about the parents in such weird ways?
Well, you have to slide the truth out somehow. And I've already gone on record as saying comedy is one of the best ways to get away with something. I use it myself. Believe it or not, I'm a pretty funny dude in my normal life. People who know me, which is very few. But I'm a pretty funny dude. And even I know that I use comedy as a tactic to make things more comfortable and palatable for me. I feel like I have control of the room when I get people laughing. So these professionals, and especially him, I mean, Deadpool is one of my favorite movies, the whole franchise. He's good at this. I keep telling you, these actors, they're professionals. And you're right, this is the show to say it on. Was he joking? No. Maybe. Or yes. Were we laughing? Definitely. So does that mean it's true or not true? That's the part we don't know. But is this the perfect place to say it? Oh, yeah.
It's not a horse. It wants me to get on. I know that because I want to get on. And I don't know where that thought came from.
So to both clips, better be AI. It better be AI. Clip number 1, you walk out the door, you do your little dance. I shut the door behind you, turn out all the lights, not just the switches, but from the power box, put the for sale sign in the front yard, and start my new life. Very simple. Second one, I'm looking at the environment. I don't even know how he ended up there in the first place to even meet this thing. But get on, I don't care how bad I want to get on. Not happening. Why? Because this is the silkiest, shiniest horse I've ever seen in my life. And Quick Deep Dive says either something called a Kelpie, Kelpie, if I'm pronouncing it right, or a shadow mare. Neither one of those words are horse. Don't even rhyme with horse. So I'm not getting on. And nighttime in the woods, and this is what I see, and it's not running from me, that means I need to run from it. Very simple. My math is amazing, isn't it? I had nothing to do with anything with this clip. I just react to them. But even I have to apologize for that music track. I don't know what that was. It was like 2 songs that had nothing to do with each other playing at the same time. I'm sorry for that. As a DJ, that was like killing my ears. Anyway, I guess my question to this clip would be, is China dropping footage of visitors that they've had, or are they dropping footage of things they've built? Because we know they love to build things that mess with us. They love to prove their technological superiority. So I don't know. You let me know. But whatever it is, yeah, it doesn't look normal. No, I've never seen it before. And my first question, like I said, is, did they build it or did it visit them? And my guess, I'll keep to myself.
The CIA is secretly hiring drivers to create traffic jams. At least, that's what this conspiracy theory claims. The idea is that undercover operatives are placed on highways during rush hour with one mission: subtly cause slowdowns, phantom bottlenecks, and rolling roadblocks that leave everyday commuters stressed, moody, and exhausted. Why? Because when people are tired and irritated day after day, they're supposedly easier to influence, less motivated to question authority, and more likely to accept control. Supporters of the theory connect it to historical CIA behavioral experiments, arguing this is modern psychological conditioning hidden in plain sight. No crashes, no construction, just perfectly timed braking and unexplained congestion. Coincidence or coordination? Next time you're stuck in traffic with no clear cause, watch the patterns and decide for yourself. Like and follow for more theories that make you question the everyday.
Now, if there are any skeptics out there, which there should not be, because we all know that as soon as you need to go somewhere, everything gets in your way. But let's just say you are a skeptic, okay? If you don't believe that this works, you've been sitting in traffic, you're tired of it, okay? You want to go. I bet you right now that for at least 80 to 90% of us, during that traffic jam, literally anyone can walk up with a fluorescent vest and wave you through, and you'll listen to that person. Not because you've gotten less intelligent, not because you really believe that they're official, but because you really, really, really want to go. And all you need is a small little nudge in that direction. Somebody walking up and I bet you drive. No badge, no official anything, just a fluorescent vest. Why? Because it's easy to manipulate us when we're frazzled, when we are upset, pissed off. We're willing to listen to illogical solutions. We're willing to follow anything that gets us the outcome that we want anyway. So this does work. And the entire time while you're frustrated, traffic finally moves, so you're getting better. And those 2 or 3 hours where they're invading your life, you have no idea how much energy they've extracted from you. Because positive or negative is still energy. You know, Monsters Inc., screams and laughs. Still works. If I'm being honest, I need a little bit more narrative here. You got the spaceship pooping out people, basically, and they're just running down the hill. Now, what are they here for? Is this an invasion? Are they just here for a better life? Like, I don't know what's going on, but we need more narrative for the ship that's excreting people out of the bottom of the ship, who now are just here and it's like starting a new world, new life. We need a little bit more from this. I don't like it.
We have done a lot of the conspiracies about meta glasses and what, they're capturing. And then I saw this update.
I want Meta glasses for my birthday. I heard they partnered with Ray-Ban, so they look pretty cool. What's even cooler is that I can walk by people and know where they live.
This enabled it to start matching people to their phone numbers, home addresses, and this is all just by walking past you.
Yeah, so you can download an app for this, and you can tell who people's family members are. So, don't cut me off in traffic,
The names and faces of their family members. So they went out and tested this in real time, and to their surprise, the results were nearly 100% accurate.
Ew. It's like everyone can be in the CIA.
Ew.
Very cool.
Wow.
All just theories. Meta, don't come for us. Really don't come for us. Oh my God,
do not.
Meta.
Yeah.
I think we all know that privacy is a thing of the past. It doesn't exist anymore. I put this clip in here to remind you to stay diligent, and not just diligent, but vigilant. You need to make sure that you protect yours. So her little comment about, I know your family members are, don't cut me off in traffic. I tell you what, show up to my address. Come on. Knock loud. Knock aggressive. You got to be ready for things like this, because hiding, not going to work. But being somebody they don't want to play with, that still works. People still don't want to wear one if they don't have to. And people still know who to mess with. Believe that. They might act like they don't give any Fs, but they do. You only see certain people getting messed with, even with the pranks and all of that. They don't play with everybody. They play with the right ones. And when you play with the wrong one, We hear about it in the news because that wrong one makes everything right. You see what I mean? So you have people, oh, I want mana glasses. Go ahead, get them. Use them against me. You better be ready for what comes next. And that's the only thing you're going to be able to do because privacy is unattainable. It really is.
You guys seen anybody do the blood yet? The what? The blood? The blood? Have you guys seen anybody do the blood yet? Not yet. Let's do the blood. All right, let's go. Follow your lead. Just the blood.
I hope it's not what I'm thinking.
What does that mean, 2 year?
It's aged 2 years.
Yeah, we'll call it age.
It's extracted.
That works. It's either conceived or born.
Oh, I see.
Is that wine? You can call it that, sure. It really is. Yeah. Certainly.
Please enjoy.
I usually don't double up on, creators, but this one, he's right. I even fact checked it. It happened. What do you mean? Is this wine? You can call it that. No. Is it wine? Yes or no? And if it's not wine, then what is this red sticky substance?
For the weekend, President Trump tried to ramp up the pressure on Senate Republicans using his weekly address to urge them to repeal and replace Obamacare and finally deliver on a campaign promise Republicans started to make 7 years ago. For the weekend, President Trump tried to ramp up the pressure on Senate Republicans using his weekly address to urge them to repeal and replace Obamacare and finally deliver on a campaign promise Republicans started to make 7 years ago.
Either something's not right here, or she needs to skip neck day on her little workout regimen for like a few months. What is up with that? That is the most developed neck ever, and it just so happens to shape like a V. V the final battle. But yeah, no more neck exercises or tell me what you really are. That's my assessment.
Can someone please tell me why NASA would be frolicking around in Algeria, but then pretending to be on Mars? This isn't the only time that NASA has done this. They also went to Devon Island, Canada, and then pretended to be on Mars. So those rover pictures that you see, they were in Canada, or even Algeria. They even have a whole little NASA base set up in Devon Island. You can literally go on Google Earth and find them. Why are they doing this if they could just go to Mars and take real videos and real pictures? Well, that's because we have likely never actually landed on Mars. Because if you actually look at a real video of Mars, it is light and sound resonating in the waters above, in the firmament. So if you can't go past the firmament, then how are you going to get to Mars? And this goes for all of the stars and all of the planets. They look absolutely nothing like the CGI images that NASA and the other space agencies like to give us. And another thing that is really, really weird, apparently there was a drone on Mars that found a door. Now, is that an alien door? Are there aliens on this rock planet with a CO2 atmosphere of virtually nothing? Or is something else going on? I would argue that we can't actually go to Mars because you can't travel through the void of space, but I made this video entirely for entertainment purposes only.
I've already given my opinion on how our leaders work. Their toys, by the time they get in our hands, they're done with them. They've had them for about roughly 50 years. So our newest toy that we love to play with now is AI. If my theory is correct, that means they had AI for the last 50 years. Now you do the math. Today, if you ask AI to create a scene realistic of us landing on the moon, it could easily do it. Of us being on Mars, it can easily do it. So yes, they might be using landscapes from here. But what if happens if they just had AI this whole time? So they told AI to make these scenes and they made them. They put them on the news. Why would we not believe them? We don't know anything like AI even exists. This makes more sense to me than all of the craziness. Why won't you all understand that they had cell phones 50 years before they gave them to us? They had AI 50 years before they gave it to us. And if you do that for every significant invention, they had it 50 years before us, you'll start to see it sync up.
Oh my God, look who's coming, y'all. Eva Air, Boeing 777-300.
So this is one of those situations, again, where you'll either have to denounce a whole lot of things that kind of make sense in order for this to just be, as a lot of the comments said, oh, that's just fog. Okay. Who controls the weather? Is the weather still natural? Does the government mess with it at all? Because I live in an area where fog is such a problem that, we are warned against it. Okay. If the fog is there, you can't even see a car length ahead of you. And it has caused multiple pileups because of just the fog. But fog didn't used to be that thick. I walked to school my entire childhood. It wasn't like that. Now you can't even see in front of your face. What better way to hide a ghost plane than the conditions of extreme fog, which pretty much look identical? So you have to think outside the box of the box that they're thinking outside of.
These audio recordings were captured by a Gazette reporter who was trying to prove that county officials were holding secret meetings. Turns out he got the proof he needed and a whole lot more.
I was completely appalled. And frightened, frankly.
On March 6, Gazette reporter Bruce Willingham left his recording device inside a McCurtain County Commissioners meeting after it was over. He says that's when another secret meeting took place where county officials began talking about beating and killing the reporter and his son, also a Gazette reporter, Chris Willingham.
I've known 2 or 3 hitmen that were very quiet guys.
Yeah.
And would cut no mercy.
Yeah.
In Louisiana. Because it was all mafia around here.
The more than 3 hours of audio recordings also included where they could bury the reporters. According to Willingham, some of those people heard in the recordings include Sheriff Kevin Clarity, Commissioners Mark Jennings and Robert Beck, and Alicia Manning with the Sheriff's Department.
I could see where they might try to spin that as being a joke, that part. But then Alicia comes back later on and starts talking about my daughter-in-law, and she starts getting worried about who would get the blame. I don't see how you spin that as a joke.
Willingham said he has turned the full audio over to the FBI and the Oklahoma Attorney General's office.
You need to understand that we're talking about a secretive organization that literally predates religion. Okay? The reason I keep including clips like this is because you need to understand that there are very few things. You probably couldn't even fill up one hand with the things that have been this feared, this respected, and this talked about for this long, and are still just as influential, if not more, in today's world of technology and desensitizing. We don't really care about anything anymore, but they are still not to be messed with, and most people know that, young and old. That means they are something. You cannot keep denying something that is clearly something, and they are a big something.
Let me get a pair of twins. All right. They're born the same time, they're the same age. And now one of them I will send off at 90% the speed of light. And the other I'll keep down here on Earth. So we can ask, how do their aging rates compare? Okay? Turns out, this twin that I've already sent his clock ticks 44% as fast as this twin's clock, our clock here on Earth. So, this twin is aging more slowly than this one. That's at 90% the speed of light. Let's pump it up some more. How about 99% the speed of light? Now the time ticks at only 14% the rate, as it does back here on Earth. How about 99.9%? We're getting closer and closer to the speed of light itself. And at that speed, the clock ticks only 4.5% as fast. So, what does this mean? Tell you what it means. This twin that traveled for 5 years and comes back, if they went at 99.9% the speed of light, after 5 years, they're 5 years older. We have aged 110 years. It's called the twin paradox.
This is why time is far more important than money. It's not just fluid, it's relative. And the way you negotiate it, the way you approach it, the way you apply it is a difference between looking 110 when you're 60 and then looking 30 when you're 60. You got to sit there and be mindful of your time. It's not just living your life, it's the way you live your life. And we're not talking about health and exercise. Of course, that plays a part. But you have to make sure that you respect time in a way to where you just get older. You don't just spend your whole entire life aging. And I've said this before. Respect time more than anything else, especially money.
Damn, fool! Why the fuck he do that to the baby, man?
If you get out there, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. I'm gonna beat your ass, motherfucker. I'm glad I took
Man, bro.
No, let him out. No, let him out.
Damn, his ass done. His ass done. His ass done. Get his ass. Get his ass. He did that to that baby. Get his ass. Hell yeah, get his ass. You drop your stuff, brother. Hell yeah, get his ass. They got his ass locked in there. He can't get out. That shit crazy. Yeah. Damn, man. Man, this shit crazy, man. This shit wild. That shit wild, man. That shit wild.
This is another story that did happen. A lot of people are saying zombies. A lot of people are saying they're testing it out. It's out there. And if you contract it somehow through food or wherever it is you're going, that these kind of things can happen. But this is a real story where a dude did this to his child. That's crazy.
I want to ask you something, man. Ask me something. Because I watch your videos, man. I made a review of one of your videos.
All right, what is it?
So I forgot what it's called, but you made a video. I want to know, man. Are you gay?
Gay, bro? Only for Ronaldo.
I know your father is a Christian.
Okay.
Are you a Christian?
Am I a Christian? Okay. See, that's a very, great question, you know what I'm saying? But let me ask you this, okay?
No. Answer the question first.
Okay, first of all, I came here to see Ronaldo. I'm in Manchester right now. You're asking me questions about God, okay? Let me tell you this. Stop talking to me, sir. Have a nice day.
And of course, he never answered the question. They can't lie to you. Well, they can, but it works better if they don't. And they really don't have to anymore. They can tell us the straight up truth, smile, giggle, and we'll cheer, clap, and just praise them for being so strong and standing up to these reporters. It was just a question, dude. But he's one of those guys to where his fame, I don't understand it. I mean, he's a likable guy, I get it, but that's a lot. These influencers, some of them, the top ones, like, it's crazy. Where did you come from and why? I've seen the channels. I don't get it. Well, I guess everything was packed and ready to go. Just that quickly. How did it even get this far? I'm amazed that the baby didn't cry. But do I believe that it's that simple? Yes. Why? Because no one would think that anyone would dare try anything like that. Hide it in plain sight. So do it exactly the way you're not supposed to. Believe it or not, all the big boys, the way they move their product, they mail it. Why? Because no one would think that you would ever try that. And that is the number one way it happens. U.S. mail.
Tea. I bet you thought I was drinking tea, but this glass is empty. You see that? There was no tea in there. And this isn't my hand. These are my hands. That's not real at all. You see, you're being lied to. You're being lied to. I bet you thought this was me, but no, this is just a reflection. This was all taking place on a mirror. It was all a mirror. It was all a lie. And I bet you thought I was wearing pants. I'm not wearing pants. And this isn't even my voice. I dubbed this over in post-production, and you're being lied to. This is all taking place on a screen, and you are being lied to. You're being lied.
Easy enough to understand. And in those little instances, so many things could be deleted, inputted, altered. It's crazy. It's going to be pretty much impossible to dig through all the layers. So I encourage you just to acknowledge the fact that there are layers and know that you know enough to know that you know nothing. After that, prepare yourself, stay strong, stay ready for that fight just in case it comes, and be ready for anything. But yeah, trying to figure it all out, good luck with that.
Here's another conspiracy theory. You've seen all the grainy footage of nuclear test blasts that
Sure.
with the mushroom clouds, and there are always these grainy things, and there's all these like little houses lined up and these little trees lined up, and it blows everything down. Yeah. Okay. So here's the question, right? So what happened? Okay. So this is great. Okay, you'll love this. So what happened to the camera?
You son of a bitch.
How is that happening yet the camera is like totally stable and fine?
Oh my god!
And by the way, and the film is fine. The radiation didn't cause any damage to the film.
Oh my god!
And by the way, okay, we'll do this one. We'll do the loop one more time here. Let's see the car.
The car's right behind the house. It just showed up.
Oh,
okay.
It just showed up.
So wait a minute. First of all,
it wasn't there.
First of all, where the car comes from?
Yeah. No car.
The second is, does it really look like
car?
A real, does that look like a real car?
That's insane.
Is that a house or is that like is that a 12-inch scale model?
What?
Right.
Oh, that does look fake.
There's also the camera didn't move at all either.
You know what it looks like? It looks like the smoke is too big. Watch when it hits. Like the volume, like the size of it, it looks small.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying? I mean, it looks like we're looking at something that's like a few inches tall.
If you watch like making of Star Wars, any movies before CGI, whenever they do anything like that, it's always with these tiny models.
Yes. Yeah, this looks fake as shit.
Let's get another one. It's like, okay, what the camera's fine.
Like, that's hilarious.
Oh, this is good.
So we built the world's strongest cameras after we built the nukes. Or just some more footage to show us how awesome we are. Look what we built. Look what we can do. Don't worry. We got you. We can protect our country. But what if there's no need to? What if all these world leaders are just cousins hanging out, laughing at us? I mean, we love reality shows. Is that not scripted to some degree? If not, way more than we think. So you put on your costume, you threaten nukes, you do a war. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I'm saying it's not what they say it is. Not as random as they say it is. Sounds kind of scripted because it shows up right when it needs to. Anyway, another episode down. I'm continuously having fun. We'll never run out of clips. Why? Because there's always somebody recording something somewhere. And apparently, there's weird things happening all around us. AI blurs the lines, but it doesn't stop the weird. Until the next time, I am theundj. This is Confessing Lies or Telling Stories. I appreciate all of you watching, commenting, engaging, subbing up. We're growing day by day, and I appreciate you. Till the next time, I'm out.